Okay, we are live, guys. We are now live. There is a famous quote by Myles Munroe I adore a lot. He said, "The greatest tragedy in life is not death, but a life without purpose." Myles Munroe also mentioned that the richest place in the world is the graveyard. This is where people's purpose die. So, good afternoon, everyone. Good day, everyone, wherever you're joining from. My name is Chioma Ochulo, and I'm going to be the host for the On Purpose series. Thank you for joining us. If you don't mind putting in the comment section where you're joining us from, Ireland, Nigeria, I just want to be seeing your comments. Thank you, everyone. And today we're going to have a heart to heart conversation. And I hope this conversation we're going to have today is not just going to inspire us, but it's going to move us to action at the end of the day. So, our very first episode, we're going to be having an extinguished guest, none other, and it's my absolute pleasure to introduce JD. That's what I call her, Joyce Daniels. So, guys, it's my absolute pleasure to introduce Joyce Daniel, popularly known as Queen of Talks. Joyce Daniels is one of Africa's most sought after event hosts, hosting successfully over 1,000 high profile events ranging from energy companies, institutions, financial services, diplomatic communities, multinationals, manufacturing, retail companies, government, and many more. Guys, if you're not busy, if your digital hands are not busy, join me in welcoming Joyce Daniels. Please, guys, I'll just be adding her to the stage now.
Thank you. So nice to be here, Choma. Good to see you.
Thank you for having us. Before we fully start the session, I just want to say something. I really appreciate you for coming here. I just want to tell you guys a backstory. At a point in my life, I had like extreme stage frights, guys, and I had to reach out to Joyce Daniels to like help me navigate, how to navigate my stage fright. And we hopped on several coaching calls. She also sent me her book, Before You Speak, Read This. I read that like twice and over, and I will probably not be here because of people doing a video like this because of people like Joyce Daniels. So, guys, again, like
Thank
you guys should
you.
just
Thank you
like round
so
of applause for
much.
her. Thank you so much.
So
I
proud
really
to hear. Thank
yeah.
you.
Thank you, Mary. I see your comments. Thank you, guys. So let's just jump right into it. So today we're going to be talking all things purpose. There are certain questions I normally ask myself and people normally ask me. And see, so that's what we want to like demystify in this YouTube series. So I'm going to be asking some of these questions I tend to ask myself and people tend to, ask. So Joyce Daniels, I want you to be like sharing your stories with us, like basically.
Got you.
When you were young, yeah, when you were young, before becoming the queen of talks, right? Where was there a defining moment for you that you were like, okay, no, I have to find my purpose. I have to find my thing. I have to, what was it for you? Please, if you don't mind
It was
sharing.
it was after NYSC, I got a
Okay.
job and I was doing well on my job. I was making good commissions. I had an official car, but there was some level of I was looking for something else. There was still something missing. And I didn't know what exactly it was, but I knew was that I wanted more. And I wanted something that was deeply rooted in me, a gift, a talent, a skill. I knew it would be something about something within my five senses that would connect with the world. I just somehow believed that whatever I'm supposed to bless the world with was already in me. So that was the turning point. What I did, which now, of course, I know was a courageous move, was I quit my job without having a clue as to what next I was going to do. But I knew very well, based on all the things I had read over years, that sometimes you just need to take a step of faith, that sometimes you can't find what you're looking for until you let go of what is in your hand. Well, that was what fed me. And remember, the universe, God in his wisdom has arranged the universe in such a way that it gives to us that which we already are seeking. So because I was aligned with that, I left my job in Port Harcourt, moved to Lagos, still without a clue, but I knew I would find myself. And that was April 2007. By
Yeah.
November, when I was doing two things. I had four streams of training in public speaking and presentation skills for senior staff of NNPC. Someone hired me to deliver that. That was my first job since April. And that same month, that same period, I was emceeing the launch of Sleek Hair and Makeup. I knew that was for me.
Yeah.
So that was the tipping point between early 2007 and November
Yeah.
2007.
All right. Thank you so much for that. I mean, there was something I picked up. You mentioned like your gifts, your talent. Do you get? So, what role does gift talent play in our purpose? Like, how do you fit it into your purpose journey? Like, what would you tell someone younger about their purpose and their giftings? Please,
Well,
if you
good
can.
enough. My son is 22 years, so I have a young one that I live with and I model for. Not speaking from thin air. I have
Yeah.
my, as it were, guinea pig. That is my first member of the first member of my congregation, my first accountability partner, and the things I've said to him over the years, and so many other mentees of mine. But that's what I'll
Yeah.
share now. Talent is a pointer to purpose.
Okay.
If a spoon can lift, if a spoon can lift something, it might not only be used to eat, it might also be used to scoop things from one plate to another. A bigger spoon is called a shovel or a spade, right?
Yeah.
An even bigger spoon is a dredger that brings things from the ground, those excavators. It's the
Yeah.
same concept of a spoon, different sizes. So if it looks a certain way and it feels a certain way, what can it do? What can we do with this? So that's how to look at your talent. And talent doesn't have to be singing, dancing, speaking. It can be thinking quick. It
Yeah.
can be interpreting. I was speaking with somebody yesterday and he says, well, some of us, the reason I'm using the word talent carefully is because you use that word. The talent in this case is that thing which came with you, which you did not develop yourself, right?
Okay.
Many times we confuse talent with skill. Some of us have skills that we are calling talent because we developed them early. You
Okay.
see a 17-year-old who plays the keyboard so well and you go, oh, he's talented. He's not talented. He was born without playing the piano or the keyboard. He learned. And it's the amount of time that he has given to it that has made it a skill, but we now say he's talented. He may have
Okay.
been talented at taking instruction. He
Mm-hmm.
may have had the gift of hand to eye coordination, and that's why it was easy for him to look at the keys. Meanwhile, there's some people who don't have strong hand to eye
Yeah.
coordination.
Coordination.
I'm explaining it this way so that some people can check different things. That's why I use the words gift, talent, and skill, because some of us can't find what our talents are. We don't know what our gifts are, but we know what some of our skills are. Some of us know how to write. Some of us know how to interpret. Somebody just needs to give you an idea and you know how to flesh it out. It could be your
Yeah.
gift. It could be. So I repeat, the link between gifts, talent, or gift slash talent, and skill is in what can this thing do? How can I use this thing for more than myself? How can I perhaps monetize it? How can I multiply it? I do not think there's anything greater than that when you have those answers that we can call purpose. I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned something. Talent is a pointer to purpose. Like that really, literally resonated with me. And like from what I get from what you just said now, you mentioned gift and talent is probably something we're born with, and then a skill is something you nurture. But
Yes.
even
Nurture.
if I was born with something, don't I have like to sharpen that? Like maybe I was born with the ability to speak, don't I have to refine it at the end of the day? Wouldn't
You
I?
do.
Wouldn't I like make? Okay.
For it to bless the world, you must refine it. If you don't refine it, that's when we become less productive and many times unfulfilled. So, give me any name of anybody who was successful at anything in the world, and I'll show you the amount of time they spent in refining that thing. Anybody,
Mm.
anything whatsoever, no matter how old, even if they're just eight and they're successful at something, I will show you how much time they've spent on that thing. That's refinement. Refinement means time plus practice. Time plus practice. Time plus practice. Practicing the right way, using the right knowledge and the right tools. How do we refine oil? How do we refine diamonds? How do we refine steel? It's time,
Mhm.
the right practice, and the right methods that become skill. The oil is already there. That's the raw talent, right? But then they
Yeah. You
refine. They'll
just
give
have
us
to
crude,
refine it.
PMS. They'll give us a diesel, PMS. Oh, so that's the same way we refine from gift or talent to skill.
Okay, thank you so much. I mean, I see everybody dropping in the comments refinement of gift and talent, skills. I'm just seeing like a lot of comments.
Thank
Um,
you. Oh,
yeah, Joyce Daniels, you talked about transition when you had to move to Lagos. You took a big bold step to move to Lagos. Like, I want you to, take us on a journey about like transitioning. Like growth requires you to let go of certain things, right? So there, and when you're letting go, there's a pain love relationship of like the pain of discipline and the pain of regrets. So I just want you to expand on that for us, please.
let me start with the word you just used, regret. Regret, in my opinion, comes from prolonged reflection without points for action.
Hmm.
When you reflect for so long on the negative without any action points to improve, that's
Yeah.
where it comes from.
Yeah.
So, first of all, let's take that out of the system. If
Mm-hmm.
you ever must spend time reflecting, it can only be to take out points to improve, which
Yeah.
leads to my response that transition, pivoting is about what is happening in your mind, what your mindset is. Your mindset will either, I'm getting a hall back, so I'm wondering why there's a hall back. Your mindset will either help you transition with grace, with power, or give you challenges much more than anything external. So, what
Yeah.
are things you need to transition? Number one, principles that come from knowledge. Things like everything I have known up till now is making me better for the next level,
Next
right?
phase of your life. Yeah.
Next phase. No, no, I won't call them principles. I actually call them philosophies. Philosophies. They are philosophies. Second philosophy is pain is part of life. Let it lead to something beautiful. You wear shoes that are too tight, they will pain you. You want to shave your brows and you mistakenly, do something funny with the razor blade. It will cut, it will
Yeah.
pain you. You're learning
Definitely.
to cook, you're cutting onions or whatever it is, it will cut you. It's what again? You start seeing your period, and for many women, in fact, I dare say most women, there's menstrual pain. Pain is part of life. For many men, what pains them? That's a very good question to ask. But I know that things that pain them. They shave.
Obviously.
Some start
Obviously.
shaving. When some of them start shaving, they have goosebumps, which comes with
Yeah.
itching, which comes with some discomfort, pain. Some of them are shaving and then they cut themselves. So pain is part of life. Pain is not a bad thing. You're giving birth more often than not, there is pain. You sleep for 4 hours a night because you're preparing for a particular exam. You get there, you're tired, blah, blah, blah. You feel a little maybe frustrated. That's some level of pain. So that
Yeah.
philosophy that pain is part of life. Let pain lead to success. Let pain lead to something beautiful. That is a philosophy that will help you transition. So that when you're transitioning and you lose some level of comfort, or you have some level of confusion, or you have some level of pain, you will know this is pain for good. If you have
Yeah.
an injury and you
Yeah.
use any tincture, what do you call it? Methylated spirits, iodine, any of those things, it will bring pain. When you're
Okay.
giving inoculation, vaccination to a baby, more often than not, it brings pain, but it's to growth. When a child
Yeah.
is trying to walk, they fall down many times. Sometimes they even scratch themselves. It brings pain. When a child breathes for the first time in the life, or first time in life, when your child has just come out of the womb, the child starts crying because the lungs have just started functioning for the first time.
On
Because
its
before that,
own.
they were breathing through the umbilical cord. So
Yeah.
the lungs open up, that bag just inflates. It's painful. The first experience children have of life is pain. And if the child is born and is not crying, it means that the lungs haven't started working. And that's why the doctors start hitting the child from the back to make sure air goes in. So you see, to be sure
Yeah.
that you're alive, the first feeling is pain.
Pain.
My goodness. So pain should not frighten us from growth or transition. It should, in fact, let us know that we're on the right path.
Yeah, obviously. You also made an example of like a woman in like who is pregnant, she feels pain. But then I thought about it like she's pregnant, like when she's pregnant, she obviously feels pain, but once she holds her baby, like the pain like vanishes and like it's
Disappears
joy. It's
for a
joy in
moment.
her face.
Joy in the
Yeah,
morning. Yes.
yeah. Okay, yeah. You also mentioned prolonged reflection without a point of action. I want us to like, dig deep on that. So a lot of people like read books, go for motivational events, and then they don't have like to do at the end of these motivations. So how do people balance motivation with action? Like I feel like you have to back it up.
Yes, we
Yeah.
do. The answer is in the question. What was the question? How do people balance motivation with action? So the
Yeah.
answer is for everything you are motivated on or about,
Yeah.
put right next to it point of action. The answer is almost always the question. So if you are going to an event, you are attending a program, or you came here to this virtual event today, some of the names
Okay.
I'm seeing: Brown View, Brown Esosa, Mary. Those are some of the names I've seen so far. You
Yeah.
came here, the moment you see something that motivates you or inspires you, right next to it, because I'm hoping you're writing, right next to it, ask, what should I do with this within the next 24 hours, 48 hours, 1 week? Is there somewhere in my life that I can apply this to immediately? Is there somewhere in my life I can apply this to in the next 3 weeks, 6 weeks, 1 year? Preferably, the moment you come to the agreement or conclusion that, yes, I need to use this for this, set a reminder, set an alarm, go to your Google. Well, I use Google Calendar a lot. Go to your Google Calendar and schedule it so that you are more likely to take action based on what you know. Some people will talk about having accountability partners and all. Success is within first before it's without. It's internal before it's external. Before you
Yeah.
have an accountability partner outside, set yourself up to keep yourself accountable.
Yeah.
At the same time, I don't want anybody to be absolutely sad or review with some negativity when they say, I've attended so many programs that I've not done anything with anyone. Oh.
Yeah.
Knowledge is never really lost. The brain still has more capacity than any computer yet produced. everything we have ever learned is still here. They come to the fore when we have certain triggers. So that's why sometimes you are cooking, you're in the restroom, you're in the bathroom, you are ironing, you're driving, and or there's a situation, and all of a sudden you remember something you heard 6 years ago, like, oh, now it makes sense. That's what JD said. It's
Yeah.
time. It's time to use that thing. So
Yeah.
striking the balance that if you think that there's some things you've learned and you haven't used, it's okay. The time will come. But to be more intentional, be more intentional. Write exactly what you intend to do with what you're learning at the time. Else,
To
there is the risk of becoming what we call a knowledge dump, where you know so much, but you don't do anything with what you know. And what tends to happen to people like that who are in the knowledge pit or knowledge dump is that after a while they begin to loathe themselves. They begin to get angry with themselves and go, ah, look at me. Of everything I know, I've done nothing with it. The least you can do if you know so much but you're not doing, the least you can do is become a teacher. Teach people what you know. Let them go
yeah.
take. There are many teachers in
Yeah.
schools, universities, professors who have never experienced the manifestation of what they teach. Some of them teach engineering to the very best and highest of levels, but they have never worked as engineers. They have PhDs in engineering to teach. So it's still okay to start teaching the things you know. That's the
So
way to go.
guys, start teaching what you know right now.
Yes.
You said two striking things like knowledge dump. I've never heard that before. And you
Okay.
also said if I get it right, you said to be more, you have to do more. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes. So, guys, to be more, you have to do more, produce to the max. So, Joyce, for this section, the last question I would like to ask is: are there systems like habits that helped you stay grounded that you'd like to share with us, please?
Yes, there are. There are a few. Let me think about where am I getting this haul back from? I'm concerned. I don't have any YouTube on here. Okay, systems. Number one, I feed my mind with positivity unapologetically and in high doses. I I always say that I only know how to think one way. How can this work? What do I need to do to make this work? That's how my brain is programmed to work. I don't know how to think, oh my God, it can never work. If I can't see a way to make it work, my brain thinks, who can I ask? What part of it can we break it down to make it work? So that's a, what did you ask? That's a skill, that's a habit that I have learned over the years that I practice to think only in the direction of it can work. How can it work? Other thing I've done is I read wide. I actually feed myself with the right kind of knowledge. First, in terms of order of priority or interest, first set of things I read are biographies because they tell me stories that I can glean from and I can have emotional contact with. And many times I make better decisions on emotional levels. But then again, it's actually a global concept. Almost every human being makes their best decisions on emotional levels, whether supported with logic or not.
Yeah.
So biographies give me the right kind of emotional framework to help me make logical decisions. Second type of book I like to read or material is fiction. They're like biographies on a level, they're stories. So I can see
Yeah.
myself in the story. So when I say fiction, it means novels and movies. So I can watch
Yeah.
a movie and I say, oh, that character is me. Okay, so what did she do? Let's rewind. She did this, she did this, she spoke to this person, and I say, oh, I can see myself in that. I can see my organization in that. So I
Yeah.
glean from fiction. novels and movies. Then number three is self-help. I buy self-help books usually when I need them. But there are times when I buy quite a number. I don't know when I'll need it, but I just like to have it on my shelf because I might walk in one day and say, it's time for this book. Now I need this information. So I read, feed, I feed the part of the body that does a lot of production. What else do I do? Of course, listening to podcasts, all those other things are feeding my mind. I
Yeah.
try to surround myself with people who can help me get to where I'm going. 360 degrees from whose book I'm watching I'm reading or whose movie I'm watching to whose
Yeah.
program I'm attending to what course I'm with, what coaching, whose Instagram posts I watch, whose YouTube channel I visit, to the friends I interact with the most per season, the
Okay.
associates I intentionally interact with, my core people on the same journey as myself, whether they are masters of ceremony speakers, they may know me or not, consuming their content or not. See, people around me. The people on my team who support me, I am very intentional about the kinds of people that support me. They need to have a certain kind of behavior, personality, outlook toward life, else I can't work with certain people. So I'm clear on who I intentionally try to surround myself with. Those, I will leave you with those three for now. Those are three major things that I believe I do. Of course, finally, I exercise. I exercise and I lead typically a very healthy lifestyle, from sleep to thinking good thoughts to exercise to the right kind of diet to fasting to water consumption. All those things are in check for me so that I can live a full, happy life.
I mean, all these four things you shared, from the books to the biography down to exercising, it's going to be very helpful for each and every one of us. But
Okay.
like I also have this experience when I started, like, being intentional. I did like a, should I call it, a clean sweep of my social media. On my Instagram, I was like unfollowing who is probably content is toxic for me. I said unfollow, so easy, like delete, unfollow, delete, unfollow. So yeah, I was trying to surround myself, like you mentioned, 360 all round. People that are intentional, I surround myself with them. So I think, guys, you have to do the same. It's worked for me. It worked for JD.
Let me throw in something that I saw on Instagram maybe within the last month. Somebody was saying that she did a sweep of her Instagram. She unfollowed a number of people, she blocked a number of people, and Instagram now shadow banned her or
Okay.
something like that because she was going against the community rule. So
Oh.
that was like a bot behavior, BOT. That was like the behavior of
Okay.
a bot. So
Yeah.
rather, what I would ask us to do is don't unfollow, don't block. Rather, start feeding the algorithm with the kinds of people you want to see. If you
Okay.
follow a particular kind of coach, go and click on notify me every time this person goes posts or goes live. Go to another
Yeah.
coach. When you have a list of 12 people, it could be coaches, it could be friends, it could be people. Go to that list of 10, 15, 20 people and keep clicking on their content intentionally daily. And then
Yeah.
click on post, what do you call it? Notify me when they post. You're teaching the algorithm that this is what you now like. It's like if this bottle has water up to here, and I say fill this bottle with with Coke without emptying the water. What do? You keep pouring Coke until all the water is out and the bottle is filled with Coke. Because if you pour the water out, maybe I said I don't want the bottle empty. So Instagram also has those rules. I'm just throwing it there. So
Yeah.
somebody doesn't do it and they say, they're now banning me. This is the way to
All
go.
right. Thank you so much. Just a last follow-up question is, what advice would you give to your younger self or someone young? They haven't started, their minds are just scattered. What advice would you give to this person?
First things first, discover who you are. Self awareness is the beginning of fulfillment in life. Without self awareness, there is absolutely nothing like fulfilling purpose. It will not work. You will struggle. So even for my son, David, as soon as he got out of secondary school, I registered him with a coach. What's that her name now? She had this program for Discover Yourself, something, something. So he got on a 6 week one on one coaching with her. She was then called coach. She was in Abuja. She is in Abuja, but she doesn't do that coaching anymore. She now does something else. So I paid
Okay.
for the coaching program, and it was 6 or 8 weeks or whatever it was, but he was on that coaching program where they went through personality type tests, asking questions to discover who you are. Because for me, you're not going to, I don't see any reason why you should go to university when you don't know who you are. What are you going to study? And what are you going to sit on? Right? And it was in all that. So he was going through his gap year. And the reason why I had told him he will have a gap year after secondary school since he was age 3. Why? There is always a need to readdress yourself because we evolve. The Joyce or the trauma you are today might tweak, might change, might evolve between the trauma of you today and the next 5 years. So I will tell you, go do a review and check yourself to see if your values are still the same values, your desires are still the same desires, because we change, because we're supposed to change. So when he did that first and had some other experiences during his gap year, he said to me, Mom, I am really good at technology. He graduated best in class technology. He said, but what makes me come alive is talking about finance, money, economics. He graduated top of technology class. He had never done anything economics, government, commerce, all of that. But now that he had discovered himself, then he went for his A levels where he studied economics, commerce, and today he just finished his 3rd year in economics, top of his class. Because man, know thyself, woman, know thyself. First thing, if you need to leave your job, your business for 1 year, for 1 week, 1 month, because you want to discover who you are. No, not discover who you are by going to lock yourself in a room. No, by going through tests, books, programs that help you learn how to discover yourself. It's like trying to teach a child how to count. It's not by locking the child up in a room, it's teaching that this is one, this is two. So you need to follow the principles. 1 plus 1 will give 2. 1, 2, 3. So you use Legos, you use what do you call it? Abacus. You use whatever you can find to teach. So you need to find that
Okay, I think the network is. JD, can you hear
you need
me?
to find that person
Okay.
whose skill it's. I can hear you very clearly. Confirm you
Yeah,
hear
yeah,
me
I can
too.
hear you now. I do. Continue,
All right.
please.
So please find that person whose skill it is to give you tools for self discovery. To any young person from the age of 18 are more important in self awareness and self discovery than anything else. Added to that will be self confidence. The very next building block is confidence in self. If there is something I would introduce into the curriculum from age 0 to the end of university, it will be refining classes in how to reinforce confidence, because to give life to that person that you have discovered, you need confidence. So, those for me
Absolutely.
are the two key things I would say to anyone. There are other factors, other pillars, but I think these ones are foundational. Are foundational.
So self discovery is like very, very critical. So
Critical.
guys,
Nothing beats it.
we're thank you so much. Thank you so much, JD. Like I'm sure everybody has taken notes and have like nuggets that they can go home to work with. So we're now in the next session of this episode. So this is called the Think Fast section. I'm going to ask
Okay.
you a question. I'm
Okay.
going to ask you a question, and basically the first thing that pops up in your mind, please
Okay.
just share it. So my first question is, Joyce Daniels, what is your favorite color? We want to know.
Do I really have a favorite color? Maybe red. I would say red. Red is my favorite. Red should
Oh
be my
my
favorite color.
god.
It's
Are you
not,
serious?
yes, people might be expecting to hear green.
I
Green,
literally ransacked my wardrobe to wear
and I
green.
love
And I
it.
was
Thank
going
you
to
so
test
much.
with everyone that your favorite color is going to be green. I'm like, no, 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 she's going to say green, obviously.
Green is a purpose color for me. I wear green on
Okay.
purpose because that's where it's taking me to. But the color that my eye would catch first and I would give more
Yeah,
attention to would be red.
it's red. Oh,
Yeah.
that's actually new information to me, literally. Where is your favorite place to be in the world? It could be anywhere. Yeah.
My bedroom.
Oh,
It's my
really?
favorite place to be in the world because
Why?
it's haven to me. I like my bedroom to look like the ultimate place. I don't want anywhere else on earth to be more attractive than my root.
Hmm.
So my bedroom. So that wherever I go, I look forward to going back home. And my
Yeah.
bedroom could be anywhere I am per time and make
Oh, I
that
see.
place my most important place to be. I don't think about it in terms of a geographic location. I think about it in terms of where my roots are at that time. If I'm
Yeah.
sitting here right now, this is the place I want to be in the world. Sitting here and
Yeah.
talking, right here
Yeah.
is where I want to be. But in terms of pointing, I'll point to my bedroom.
Yeah, thank you so so much. And there you have it, Joy Daniels, Queen of Talks, guys. I'm sure we have a lot to ponder on. I took a lot of points. Like put in the comment section what you learned and what you think you're going to take actions on. Guys, I had a lot of nuggets. I had a lot of fun hanging out with Joyce Daniels
Thank
and
you.
sharing these ideas with you all. I hope to see you guys in our next episode. So I just like so Joyce, you can connect with Joyce on all her social media platforms. She's Joyce Daniels on all her social, or you can share. Do you have any programs or anything that you want the audience to connect with you on? Please
I would
just
love to
share with us.
share. First of all, on YouTube, find me, Joyce
Okay.
Daniels, on YouTube.
Yeah.
I will, over the next several weeks, start sharing more content about building confidence and speaking because my mission, or well, my reason for existing right now is to help people live their best lives by giving
Yeah.
them tools to be confident and speak confidently because any idea or desire that you have that will take you to your peak, you would need to communicate it. So
Yeah.
my purpose is to help people be more confident to do that. So I will put up on YouTube a number of such videos. So if you haven't signed up to my channel or what, subscribe, please do. I We
Yeah.
have programs coming up. I don't want to talk about the programs. I would say learn from me first. If you go to my YouTube channel right now, there's a lot to learn about different things. Learn and stay in touch. I should be one of the people who you have turn on post notifications for on
I know,
YouTube
right?
and on Instagram because you can't go wrong with the quality of content that I will share. You can't go wrong. I am a ladder. If you come around me and the things that I share, you will rise.
Thank you so much. And that's like your legacy. I am a beneficiary of the value that Joyce Daniel shares to the world. And I can say, like, it's nothing short from you would definitely improve. You would definitely improve in your confidence and every other value that Joyce Daniel stands for. And that's a wrap, guys. Our very first episode with Joyce Daniels. I don't know about
Yay!
you, like I mentioned, I had several light bulb moments. So, guys, I think we should reflect on what has been said and please don't forget to subscribe, go to Joyce Daniels and subscribe to this as well. Until next time, until our next episode, it was so lovely to have you. Thank you and
Thank
bye.
you. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you so much. Yeah.